Hello and welcome to my face on the channel. I don't do it very often. However, I'm going to give you guys an update on where my Forrest and his family is, and then we're going to take a look at all of your Forrests and everything that you've done with him and how all the families look, which is very different from the way I thought it was going to be. But let's check it out. Okay, so moving right in, this is my house that I have built up over the generation. This is the backyard right now that just looks like this. Yes, I use terrain paint because it is free. And so this is the house. Now, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom and we'll start here. When you go in, this little entrance door is right here. Now, I was using a house plan. By the way, the only person awake in our house is Aaron, which we'll talk about in a second, but he's learning to ride a bike. So I started out using a house plan. Our kitchen is still just as bad as it was. We really need to do some updating and renovating in the kitchen, but maybe I'm going to let the next generation decide on that. This room right here on the bottom, this is Aaron's room. This has been the baby's room since we first had a baby, and it's just evolved as the kids have gotten bigger, and Aaron is the youngest, and so he's just left in this room. Right now, there's just a bed and a bunny in here. That's literally all we have. Then you take a little step down, and we go into their living room. I guess I could take you on an actual tour of the house like this. So in here, we just have a little corner computer desk and a TV gaming center thing, and that's it. I want to do pictures on the wall. Skunk that lives with us, our BFF, has level 5 photography. So I really need to buy him a camera and let him take pictures. Anyway, so this room right here is a bathroom. Whoops. Just off the main living area. It's just a small generic shower bathroom. But if you go right here next to the stairs is our laundry room. These machines, I just noticed that bag is floating. I'm so sorry. I'll have to fix that. These machines have broken so many times. It's so annoying. Okay, then we have upstairs and downstairs. Let's go downstairs first. Only because there's literally nothing down here. It is just this little square. What I'm going to do the next time I play is I'm going to create shelving units down here, and that's where we're going to put our My Sims trophies. However, we haven't finished the collection. I'll show you in a second how close we are to being done, but we're not finished yet. So upstairs from here goes around and around. And up in the hallway, we have some summer crafts that our baby girl made. From right here, you can go outside. We have a balcony this way, and it wraps around that way. So we have a lot of balconies. This door right in front of us is the bathroom. Ew, it's dirty. It needs to be cleaned. For some reason, there is a toy on the bathroom shelf. Random. Okay, and then down the hallway on this door is Skunk's room. I swear I thought Oh, he's making noise. He's laughing. I thought he was snoring. Anyway, the end of the hallway is our laundry basket, which apparently has wet clothes in it as it is dripping on the floor. This is Forrest's room, which, yes, has a microphone stand, and that's all. And from his room, we can go out onto another balcony that is completely blank. I'm just doing the bare. And also, we don't have a lot of money, so I'm working with what we have. And then the end of the hallway is our baby girl's room. She loves to play the violin. She's up there sleeping in her bed. She has a little desk with a little computer thing on it and a friendship bracelet. And she has an outdoor place that actually has a crafting station for her and an experiment station for her brother, who, yes, as you can tell from right there, has set it on fire at least one time. Then out here, we have our little tiny swimming pool and our little backyard that clearly did not line up correctly. So that is it. That is what the house is. That's the tour of the house. There's a little trampoline and a swing set and a hopscotch thing outside. And that's it. That is our family house. Now, the actual people in the house, I already mentioned Skunk's name a couple of times. He is our BFF. We met him in the last episode that I recorded. Forrest is right here. He has since aged up and become an adult in our house. And we have Addie, or Addison. She was going to be Addison. Now she's Addie. And Addie is our adopted daughter. She is not going to be our heir. She's going to be moving in to join another one of our LP families. So she's not going away, but she's not going to stay here. Aaron is our heir. He's staying here. Aaron has, as you can see, this medical wearable. First of all, green is his favorite color, as you can tell. You'll be able to tell if you see more of his outfits because they all have some green in them. But he came here wearing the medical wearables, and I thought, okay, that is a good idea. I'm going to leave it on him. So it's just in his left ear. We know he's going to grow up to be an athlete because we know what happens on the in the next generation, and he's our heir. But I did have to go put it on all of his outfits. Also, it's fall, and also he's walking all the way upstairs to the bathroom to wash this plate. Oh my gosh. Aaron, I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, everybody is doing really well. It's just like you see, Addie already has mental level 6. I can look at their things. Look at this. She's maxed out social. She's at 9 motor, 8 creativity, and look at all the adult skills she already has. And that's just from her going to school and coming home and doing things kind of on her own, because I have mostly been hanging out with Skunk, taking him all over the world. Look at his inventory. This is outrageous. He has so many things in his inventory. I went ahead and let him get plants and stuff because the rules for Generation 2 say that when you're ready to start the next gen, you can sell everything that's over here in the inventory that I don't want to keep. I do want to keep one of every collectible because I am trying to collect them all. And I've been working on his curator. All he needs is to complete a collection. He's getting closer and closer, but let's see where we are. 19 out of 20. We need one more, and that's it. We'll be all done with them. So I don't know which one it is, and he finds them sometimes and sometimes he doesn't. Here in this world that we live in, I kind of wish that we had a treasure map, because with the treasure map, we could dig this and it would become a My Sim trophy, which normally I don't like, but I do like them here. In this world where we live, which is in Newcrest, we've got this dig site, and then over here next to this, we have this dig site. And of course, they're both fossils right now. And then we've got mushrooms that are harvestable sometimes. And there's usually a harvestable right here, which is out of season. And there's a harvestable over here, which is also out of season. So those are the easy ones to find that are usually right here around our house. And then I've been taking him all over the worlds, all different worlds, though, to try to do it. Oh, Addie likes jokes. Who's she chatting with? Oh, her brother. Oh, he's out here. I was like, no, she's talking to herself. And she has this one, Super Siblings, for her thing. It is a mod that I downloaded with the different things on it. He still wants to learn how to ride a bike. So I'm going to send him back out, I think, wait, he needs to do homework. Okay. Let's all do our homework because it's Sunday morning. Yeah, both of y'all need to do your homework. And then I think I'll have them make friendship bracelets and trade them with each other. And that's what I'll do. Next time I play, I'm not playing right now, even though that's what I want to do is play. But anyway, that's our house. That's where my family is right now. I know some people have been saying, I'm not there. I'm not caught up. Well, today is May 1st. So technically, I'm not caught up either because the new thing is supposed to be starting today, and I'm not ready either. Over here on my thing, you can see that until he ages up, he's just going to be a teenager right here. Oh, it's baby girl's birthday. Okay, she's going to become a teenager today. He doesn't become a teen till right here, and this challenge, this one ends when he becomes a young adult. So I still have a ways to go, and I'm going to be playing this like behind the scenes in my own time, where I can just put a book on or put music on and play. So now let's look at what everybody else has done. Okay, we're going to glance through these really quickly before I show you what everybody's been sharing over on Discord. But this is our original starting sim right here. And this is the one that everybody was supposed to go and get. Yes, it says he has CC. It is really only his eyes. I have an overlay, and that's it. And then we have Annie, who has uploaded her forest. We have Kat's forest that's been uploaded. Jude has uploaded her forest. Lynn 2212, her version of Forrest. You can see how different they all look. Look at Sim Girl's Forrest. Wit Text 1986. Here's her Forrest. And then she also loaded her house, which I love. It's just a small little starter home. I love it. Then we have Annie, who has her Forrest. So Simsalin's Forrest. That's her base game version. She's playing just base game. Oh, I can't look at her yet. Just a second and we'll look at these. Oh, all of these. So that's it. This is Forrest and Family. Lizzie is working together to raise Forrest's tribe. So what happened in her game, I think, is that she adopted one kid and then had triplets. So I haven't, it says triplets over here. Okay. So that is this big group right here that she has in her house. And then this is mine, but I'm having issues because I have poses turned on. So anyway, you guys just saw my Aaron and there's Addie. But when I uploaded them over here, this was Aaron. He was still a toddler. Every time I go in and change somebody's clothes, I just upload them. So then the next generation, Jude, has uploaded Addison, who is her adopted daughter, and Aubrey, who is her heir for Gen 2. So those are all loaded up here in the hashtag APS Legacy. You guys use this hashtag, come over and get anybody. Like, I think I'm going to add the kids right here from Forrest into my game so that they can be friends with my kids in the second generation. I think that'll be fun to do. And I'll tell you later what one of you did with all of these Forrests that have been loaded in here when we get there. Okay. These are the legacy rules, and we're going to go through them and show what you guys have done. The very first thing is to make Forrest your own. Okay, here are all the Forrests. I know that you guys saw some of them in where we were just looking over there on the gallery. But as you can see from some of these, they were not all loaded up on the gallery. So these are all the different Forrests. You guys did such a great job of making them all look unique, even using the exact same sim. They're so incredibly different. One of you even went into the world and got other people's Forrests and moved them into your house. Now, what's funny about this is, so our Forrest is called Forrest Daily. So when she moved these 3 people in, she named them Forrest Monthly, Forrest Weekly, and Forrest Yearly, which I thought was hilarious. Also, one of you lost your Forrest. He died by laughter. I don't know if this happened to anybody else, so if it did, feel free to share in Discord or down in the comments and let me know. The second thing that you had to do after you got a job was to go to every festival that you could possibly go to. Now, you guys posted a ton of pictures of your Forrests at the festivals, so these are definitely not all of them, but these are some pictures that were shared of the different people in our families who went to the festivals, everything that they did at the festivals. Most of the time, it was Forrest going to these festivals in your game, but not always. Sometimes it was your best friends. Sometimes it was even your children who showed up for the festivals. But it was so great to see those of you who went to the festivals by yourself, those of you who took your family members with you, including just carrying your baby on your back. I thought it was so great to look at all the ways our Forrests and his family went to the festivals. The next thing that we have to do is adopt a child. This child needed to be female and their name needed to start with an A. So some of these were adopted and they haven't played enough to age them up, or they didn't share more pictures of them being aged. So we're just going to go down the list. I'm going to show you who they are. This is baby Addison. She was the first adopted baby, then a toddler, or I guess she was an infant, then a toddler, then a child, and then a teenager. Then we had adopted Aurora. Then we had adopted Alina as a toddler, and because Alina lives in a house where someone has a bag on their head. When she aged up, she also came with a bag on her head, which is adorable. We then had Athena as a toddler. We had Adeline, and then as a child, we have Aaliyah, who we have a lot of stages for Aaliyah all the way up to teen. We have Anne, who was adopted, Alexandria here, and even here as a child. We have Annabelle, who was adopted, Anya, who was adopted, Amanda, the first one of you who used the name Amanda. Then we have Angel, who was adopted. There she is again. And finally, Audrey, who was adopted. And here she is when she first came home and her as a teen. Your adopted girls all had different names. I think that's fantastic. Then the other thing that Forrest had to do was find a townie to have a baby with. It was hard for me to determine based on your pictures unless you specifically said, like, here's Forrest's partner that he's having a baby with. So I just took the pictures anytime Forrest was either kissing someone or you had just said, like, this is his townie partner. So here's one of our Forrest partners. Here's another one. This is one, even though they don't seem to have good sentiments. Here's another one. Oh, same one. Here's another one. She looks very surprised to be being kissed. Here's one after she's already gotten pregnant. Here's another one. This is the same townie, but with another Forrest. So two of you chose the same townie. We all know who Bess is, who wants to steal all of our money. Miko. We don't have a picture of them other than this, but that's who they got with. And then there is the last one. So I noticed that I didn't put my townie on there. My Forrest had a baby with Candy Bear in our town, which you've seen if you saw my video. Okay, the next step is having the baby with our partner. So a lot more of you shared your babies than I could find partners for. So let's look at the bio kids. I want to know which of these you think look a lot like Forrest. I think Forrest genes come through in a lot of these kids. So technically all of these kids share the same dad because they had the same genes. Now the hair colors will be different because dad's hair color is different, but as far as the face structure and everything goes, they're the same. This is Aubrey as a toddler, as a child, and as a teen. She is the heir in her family. This is baby Annalise and child Annalise. Here is Alexander, toddler Alexander, big kid Alexander, and Alexander as a teen. Here is baby Apollo and infant Apollo. These are our first set of twins. I know it's small and hard to see, so I'll show you here. This is Abelonia and her twin sister Atlantica. Here we have again Abelonia, who becomes the heir, and her twin Atlantica. Then we have baby Andrew, infant Andrew, and toddler Andrew. We have baby Addison and child Addison. Baby Aiden, who we didn't get to see anymore after this, so hopefully we'll get more updates. Then mine, which is toddler Aaron and child Aaron. And then the last one we've gotten is Amanda. Another one, our second Amanda. So we have one adopted girl named Amanda and one biological girl named Amanda. And that's it. You guys did not take my advice and name your children after me. Then comes the BFFs. And you guys have so many different BFFs that we found through this game. And I don't have a ton of pictures of them. So here are the ones that I have. Forrest meeting who would be his BFF. Nothing but the BFF and him doing some work. Then this looks like they're off to a rocky start for this relationship. This one, not so rocky. Speaking of rocks, our best friends, could only make money from digging and getting crystals and metals. So here we have a BFF and Forrest helping with homework. And we have the meeting of a friend as well. And then we have a friend playing with a baby in this one. And that is it as far as all the pictures of our friends go. So I think I need to do a better job next month of like asking questions as people are posting pictures and being like, hey, who is this person for your family? Or is it just your people living their life? We have so many. First, let's look at the houses, actually. You guys shared so many pictures of your houses, whether you ended up in these houses or not. We have some of you that started out in one house and moved to other houses. Some of you designed bigger houses. Some of you completely started out in trash. That's me right here. And you moved into a bigger place, or you reworked it so that you had a better place and a bigger place. Some of you chose to live right on the beach. Some of you chose to live in what looks like a dinosaur park. But you guys made some of the very coolest houses in the different locations. Like there were so many different locations that people chose to live. And I really loved going through and seeing all of this. We can definitely tell that this house has triplets and a little kid. So this was a lot of fun. Look, even one of you lives in town in the city. And the weirdest thing is that 2 of you won the lottery. And both times it was the BFF that lived in your house that won the lottery. So you got to let me know if any of the rest of you won the lottery. Let's look at the My Sims trophies. So far, according to the spreadsheet, only one of you has finished your My Sims collection. And here it is right here, all done. And that's the best friend who did the trophy thing. I am working on it. There's the plaque for having finished it. This was my picture originally when I was halfway. I now have 19 of them. I am getting really close to being done. Now, since I have saved it for last, we're going to show pictures of your families just living their lives, feeding their babies, celebrating holidays, going on adventures, falling in love, hurting themselves potentially. All kinds of stuff, bonding with our kids, playing with the children, going to school. So many of our forests just naturally were great dads. Okay, maybe getting set on fire is not great. But so many of them just love their kids. They did such a good job of taking care of their kids. And I loved it. The sibling interactions, the helping with homework, everything that we did. There is the bag family. The baby has a bag because the guy taking care of her has a bag. That is not Forrest, because this is the house where Forrest died. Speaking of dying, some of you also had death in your family that was not Forrest, and you had to deal with that as well. So that is everybody. That is everything that we checked in with everybody. Like me, if you're like me and you haven't finished yet, this generation is not done, because this generation ends when your heir becomes a young adult, and my heir is still a child. I still have a whole week before they become a teen, and then I don't know how long after they become a teen before they become a young adult. So I have a while. I heard from a few of you who have a week. I heard a few of you have just a couple of days, and some of you are already done and on to May's challenge, which is fantastic. So if you are behind, if you think you're behind, you're not really. This is really just the challenge for Generation 1. I'm going to change the heading on the Discord thing where it won't say April anymore. It'll just say Gen 1. And then that's how we'll go. Gen 2, Gen 3, that way. That way people don't feel like they're behind. If you want to start with Generation 1, jump right in. If you want to start with Generation 2, you can also just jump right in there. You're not missing anything except our forest, but you can just make somebody and start with them, or you can pick Forest and start your Generation 2 with Forest being the one doing all the things. Otherwise, that is going to do it for this one. Let me know if you participated. Oh my gosh, how did I forget? I have been saving this all month and looking at it all month, and it's been so much fun. So we have 13 of you that filled out the form. And I have your responses here. What was the age of the child you adopted? Because I said you could choose infant or toddler, or baby, infant, or toddler. So it looks like infant was the one that was picked the most. So this is what it looks like right here above my head, this chart for what the age of the child was. What is the name of the child you adopted? Antonia, Athena, Addison, Allison, Audrey. We have an Audrey, and eventually we have an Aubrey, but we have Angel, Aurora, Aaliyah, Claire Ann, because one of the things I said was when you adopt the kid, if their name doesn't start with an A and you don't want to change it, you can add a middle name that starts with an A. Adeline, Acacia, Amanda, and Anya. Then what is the name of the second child, meaning the bio child, which some people had more than one kid, and I didn't leave space for that, so I'm glad they handled it themselves. Amina, Apollo, Aubrey, Abigail, Addison. I think Addison is the only name that's repeated. Andrew, Alexander, never mind, we have 2 Alexanders. Not born yet, but will be Amelia. Annalise, Ash, Alder, and Aspen. Somebody did. Ava and Aiden. So the triplets were Ash, Alder, and Aspen that we saw. Then, did you complete the My Sims trophy? We have 1 yes on here still. Who will be the next heir? So let's see. I'm just going to say whether they went with the adopted or the bio. We have adopted, bio, adopted, bio. The birth child is still an infant, so I'm not sure yet. Okay. Bio, I'm not 100% sure, but probably Amelia because Claire has her own storyline. That'll be the bio child. Adopted, this one says Aspen. It was a tough choice, but I decided to swap genders for the next generation. So they're going to go with one of the bio triplets. Ava, which is bio, and bio. So definitely the majority of people are doing biology. I am also doing the biological child because my adopted child also has a story to go. Most people are just sharing over on Discord, but I have 3 YouTube channels that people shared, and I'm going to link those down in the description below. So if you want to go over and look at their Forest journey, you can go do that. Now, which townie did Forest have a baby with? Looking over here at my chart, it looks like everybody was just once, but we have Fetia, Kalamenu, Jade. That's pronounced some kind of way. Like show, I don't know. I'm not even going to try it. Angel, Miko, Kirsten, Maka, Claire, Cecilia. A townie sim I had already made named Amity Randall. Mina Caliente. I love this because she plays the Spanish version. So I'm pretty sure it's Nina Caliente, but Nina in Spanish means girl. So they changed it to Mina instead of Nina. And Bess. So those are the people that they chose for their townies to have babies with. Okay. How did Forrest get his tattoo? That is the thing that I ask everybody to come up with. Here's what we have. Forrest decided to branch out and be the founder of his own legacy after years of living in the shadow of his siblings. Daly changed his name, got his first tattoo, and went on to pursue his dream of creating an athletic gear empire. His very strict and powerful parents were insulted by his name change and over his rebellious ways. They decided it would be good for him to go and experience the world, and also during the time he was gone, they could do damage control. So they allowed him to keep his cell phone, emptied his bank accounts, only leaving him 20,000 simoleons, and their best wishes that he will see how privileged he was and will return to his senses. So she said, I gave you the whole story of how he got the tattoo to rebel and set himself apart from his powerful family. Then we have too much kava at the Flowers and Music Festival. Remember that, okay? Nobody knows where Forrest got his tattoo, except when he went on vacation to Sulani, it was just there. Perhaps he had too much to drink at a kava party that they attended. That must have been some party. Number 3, he was in a Celtic dance group like Riverdance and needed it for the authenticity. He now tries to hide it during business hours and at corporate functions. If anyone asks, he lies and says he was in the army. Next one. Forrest and his childhood best friend made plans to get matching tattoos when they became adults, but sadly his BFF passed away in a tragic accident before they could get the tattoos. So when Forrest became a young adult, he got the tattoo to honor his BFF and the pact they had made as children. That's super cute. Next. Forrest is a shamed heir of a wealthy family from far away. He was banished and disowned because he refused to follow his family's evil traditions. The tattoo is the mark of separation from his family. Though it was meant to shame him, he wears it proudly as a symbol of his unwavering goodness. I loved it. Okay. He was rebelling against strict Uber parents who forbid it. It was the last straw for him, so he left. Next one. Forrest is part Sulanian, so the tattoo is from his native tribe. Okay, first of all, we've already had, I don't know how many that are rebelling against their parents, or it's a sign of like, I'm turning away from what I was before. All right, here's what we have now. Forrest's parents are very religious elitists. They wanted Forrest to enlist in ministry school and become a pastor of a church. Forrest was never fully sold on religion and wasn't interested in the slightest. His parents were trying to force him into their religion and kept saying he would change his mind because they were praying for him. Forrest got drunk one night and went to a tattoo parlor and asked for a tattoo of a demon. That way, no ministry school would accept him. His parents were so mad that they disowned him and changed their will to leave everything to the church. Forrest was just fine with finally being free of his controlling parents. So there we go, turning away from his parents. Growing up, Forrest had two best friends. One was Jordan, the other was Marie. Forrest had a crush on Marie, but over time he realized that she wasn't interested in him, but was interested in Jordan. Marie was always into werewolves and vampires and would talk about them nonstop. So when he decided to leave town and get out of the way of Jordan and Marie becoming more, he wanted to get a tattoo to always remind him of the fun times he had with his friends. Now that he has adopted their child, he's grateful to have the extra memory to be able to talk more to Adeline about her parents and all the good times they had together. So that's also part of her story, is that she said this best friends that he had grew up and had a baby and they died. And so now Forrest is taking care of their baby Adeline. So that's what that part was about. Okay, next. Forrest loved uni. It was here he met his BFF, Lizzie Knight. They were like two peas in a pod. Literally, I took Forrest from the gallery again and changed him to a female. Fantastic. They had the same interests and values and spent the 3 years of Forrest degrees tied at the hip. When Forrest finished, Lizzie still had a year left on her geology degree. So before he left, they sealed their friendship forever by getting matching tattoos and promised they would see each other again. That is so funny. Okay, we're going to have to go look at that picture because they gave us a picture of Forrest and his BFF. Oh, no, it's on the gallery. They're on the gallery. The Forrest and then the apparently female version of the Forrest best friend. Okay, next one. He was in a gang in his teenage years. Wow. Okay, and then last one. After the loss of his artistic mother in his early teens, Forrest went through a bit of a rebellious streak. His father could be overly strict and cold, which only led to Forrest doing the opposite of what his father wanted. Hanging with the wrong friends and sneaking out of the house was a normal occurrence for those few years. The tattoo came about because he wanted to make his father mad while at the same time honoring his mother's creative spirit. The tattoo was done by Forrest's older friend who was trying to become a tattoo artist during his senior year of high school. These are so creative. You guys are the best at coming up with really cool backstories for things. That's why I really wanted to know your story about the tattoo. So I really wish I could think of something for Generation 2 that we could tell a story about. Maybe since in Generation 2, your friend that moves in with you in this generation quits their job as an athlete to do something else. So maybe we can tell a story of why they quit their job. I'll be thinking about it. Anyway, this is it. This has been so much fun. Please, please, also, if you have not finished the challenge or if you did not do this part of the challenge, please go and fill out the form if you're done with Generation 1. Each generation will have their own form to fill out, and I am going to check back in with this when I do the next update at the beginning of next month. I'll check back in with this, see what everybody's done, and we will talk about that. So definitely want to get everybody included. And if you're sharing it somewhere that I can help spread the word about you and where you're sharing it, please leave it here so that I can link it down below. So I'm going to link these channels down below. Go check them out. See what their forests are doing. See what their other things they're playing. I know that some of them are not only playing Sims. So go check them out. And that is it. That's everything that I wanted to go over for the first generation, the first month of us doing this legacy challenge. It has been so much fun watching everybody checking in. I just went back last night and went through every one of the pictures that everybody's posted so far in the April one on Discord just to get some pictures for today. And it's just been great. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching and for being so creative and inspiring me every day. I'll see you later. Bye.